Today, we tell you why buying a Defender in 2026 is one of the smartest decisions you can make. We cover a V8 that Land Rover never built and take a look at a big restoration project happening in the yard. This is behind the scenes at Nene Overland. Can't enjoy a Defender on tarmac? Oh yes you can. But are you going to enjoy this one? Codenamed Cupy. It's on sale now for £75,000, and thanks to a 430 brake horsepower V8, it's one of the most powerful road-going Defenders ever made. It's almost as powerful, in fact, as a Ferrari California or an Aston Martin Vantage. At this point, an environmentalist might rear thy ugly head and ask why all this power is necessary in a country that's slowly morphing into one big 20-mile-an-hour speed zone. But you don't have to use all of it all the time. I mean, the exhaust is foxy enough and the inside is plenty comfortable enough where it is just enough fun to cruise along at whatever pace you need. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is still loads of fun to jab the throttle every once in a while and inform everyone in a mile radius of your arrival, but it's not deafening, not all the time. So Cupy works in Castro Ellsworth just like any other Defender, but when the villages end, it's not like any other Defender at all. It is just staggering. Predicted to do 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, topping out at around 130 miles per hour, which for a Defender, a vehicle initially designed for dragging farm equipment around muddy fields, is just unbelievable. And it's not just the bigger engine that makes this the ultimate toy. Unlike a completely stock Defender where the first thing you notice on a drive is that extremely heavy clutch, Cupy is completely automatic. It is even push to start, which is just bonkers. It makes you feel as if you're about to engage in some sort of a launch sequence for a rocket. It is absolutely spectacular. Loads of other details like the smaller steering wheel. A big part of classic 110s, feeling a bit like you're driving a boat, is that enormous steering wheel. Not this one though. Overall, it is an amazing truck. I just hope its new owner loves it as much as I do. So there you go, a really cool nugget of the fleet here at Nene, but I think it's time we move on to something that's maybe a bit nicer on the ears, definitely more of a visual pleaser. This is a Land Rover Defender Heritage 110. Part of the Celebration series in late 2015 to 2016, it was the final page in LR's 68-year streak of sturdy engineering. However, as undeniably arousing as this is, it is not the subject of this short film. It is great though. It captures that boxy, classic look that can sit in front of tired farm barns or Monaco car parks and feel very at home at both. We feel, however, that Land Rover missed just one thing when they were doing their final send-off of this beauty. The soft top, the Defender's version of a convertible. Some sort of safari tourer that got lost on its way to the plains. These especially are dubbed Falcon soft tops, created by the chaps at Revolve here in Aylesworth, Cambridgeshire. It encompasses the essence of a Heritage whilst taking it that bit further. Putting on that iconic coat of Grasmere green, they are stunning. Revamped inside for a retro finish, you have colour-coded dashes, Melville and Moon seat covers throughout, and the signature piece in a varnish wood steering wheel. It really does feel as if you've stepped back in time. There's a manual shifter, no cruise control, just enough to discourage any electric car enthusiast from having a go. And the best part is yet to come. You see, built to order with the Falcon soft top is the marvellous idea for rear bench seating. Now, not only does that mean you can jam pack more friends into the chariot of awesomeness, it also means you can do this. Now, I'm sitting here with my trusty cameraman on these lovely sand and mohair seats, enjoying the start of yet another British summer. And I just can't stress enough how lovely this is. Imagine the Border Collies at your feet. You can even have a little mini fridge here loaded with beer, just far enough away from the driver's reach, of course. You can go even further, choosing to remove the mohair cover completely. A truly unique way of driving your Defender. It really is the perfect summer pub vehicle for those of you who want to avoid the standard two-seater convertibles. This 110 has the potential for 9 seats, making it perfect for days out when you don't want to get the whole family in all their own cars. They are delightful and really stunning Land Rovers to enjoy summer in rural Britain with the family. And who better to tell us some more about how these Defenders came to be than their designer, our sales director, Andrew.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Here we go then. We're now into May, so it's definitely Defender soft top time of the year. Of course, we've got a 90 here, which has been set up as a 6-seater. It was originally just a normal green sort of 90 sort of 2-seater van before we turned it into what it is here. And it was originally, funny enough, Keswick green, but we changed it to Grasmere green and added the galvanised bumper, the 16 heritage front grille, and of course the nice classic wheels that you can see. And underneath, of course, so many other jobs that we'll always do as part of our refurbishment program. This one's around the sort of 2009 vintage, so it'll be a 2.4 TDCi, and it's available. It's on the website. If anybody's interested, give us a shout. Or if you've got a Defender of your own that you're thinking about converting into a soft top, sticking with the colour you already have, or a bit of other refurb work or so on and so forth, then of course get in touch with our team. We'll be pleased to help, because we are definitely a one-stop shop. We have all the skills here. We're now in our 38th year of running this business. It's always been focused around Land Rover series and Defender, particularly set Defenders obviously for the last sort of 20-30 years. The one next to me, of course, this is a 2013 110 2.2 TDCi. It started off life as a 110 XS utility station wagon, so it's blessed with air conditioning, heated seats, heated windscreen, ABS brakes, and the mileage is not silly high. And we've just had this through the body shop over the last few months, and somebody will get involved at some point, and then they'll no doubt want to do a few other little bits and pieces to make it their own, which is kind of what happens. They both look stunning, and when that sun comes out, they just take off. We normally use these these heavy-duty full control sort of wolf spec kind of rims on them. We normally put the Melvin and Moon sand canvas seat covers throughout, unless the customer particularly wants leather or another sort of trim. And as you'll get, when you start to go inside, you'll see what we do with the dashboard, which is something that nobody else in the industry does. We'll strip it all out, etch prime it all, do it in the same Grasmere green, but just have a little contrast. We'll do it in a satin finish rather than a gloss finish. Just to mix it up a little bit more, obviously we're spending a lot of time talking about these Grasmere green Defenders that we keep kind of turning out from our Revolve sort of Nene Overland sort of bespoke side of the business. This one you can see we're sort of halfway through. It started off as a white 90, so 2010 left-hand drive station wagon, which of course we've stripped it out and now refinished it in this lovely pearl Grasmere green, as you can see. Even though it's not finished, you can see what an amazing colour it is. The finish we get here, I'll be honest with you, it's as good as the factory, if not better. And the customer particularly wanted to retain the boost wheels, which he wanted in doing in Alpine white, so you can see we've done those in white. Another thing that we do, and we've done it for many, many years, because we've had a body shop in our business for probably the last 20 years, is we remove all the dashboard assembly, all the door cards. As you can see, everything's out of the inside of this at the moment, and then we'll rub it all down, prepare it all, and then we'll etch prime it with some special primers so the paint will key to the plastic. And then we'll do it in either gloss, so it'll be the same gloss as the outside, or we'll do it in a satin, which, to be fair, we do the satin more often than we do the gloss, because it gives you a little contrast, and it gives you this lovely classic retro feel inside. We've got 2 ovens in here. This is our body shop, obviously. So we've got 2 big ovens, so you can get any size Defender in either of them, really, including the big, tall 130 campers will go in these big booths. So here's the dashboard. They've started preparing the dash and all the plastic parts ready to get the X primer into the equation, and then probably between now and sometime tomorrow morning they'll have it all in satin grasmere green. This one we've also reduced the bulkhead at the back, so you can see where we've dropped the bulkhead as well. So, and it's a lovely Land Rover, no rust on it whatsoever, no mileage, and it's going to be going out to the customer in Ibiza in about another month's time, I suppose, something like that. It won't be too much long before it comes out the body shop, and we're going into the workshop where they'll fit the frame and the hood, trim inside, we'll start doing all the interior seating and so on and so forth. So it's a lovely part of the journey. I love this bit when you see this transformation going on from where the vehicle starts and where it's going to end, the journey that it comes to an end with our creativity and of course the client's input as well, which is really important. So thanks for watching, and then we'll look forward to seeing the finished result in the next few weeks.
So there you go, that is our Falcon softback edition for Revolve here at Manor Farm. We've got another Defender here having a lick of grasmere green paint, which is just going to look absolutely stunning when it's done. Now onto the final section of our YouTube video. Why would you buy a Defender in 2026? So why would someone buy a Defender in 2026? I'm asking them to jump out of their heated seats and adaptive cruise control into something resembling the love child of a digger and the British Bulldog. Except I don't want you to see this as just a car at all, so you can keep the Nissan Juke on the driveway. What I want you to visualize this as instead is many fun weekends away with the family, traveling the length of our great country. But when it's all said and done and you're ready to let go, it's almost all done for free. If we put our economics hat on for a minute and we take a look at Land Rover's premier workhorse over, say, the last 10 years, we can see something rather interesting starting to happen. In 2016, when the last Defenders were released, you could get a mid-range one for about £30,000. In today's money, taking inflation into account, that's about £41,000. Fast forward to today, a 10-year-old Defender, which isn't even close to qualifying as a classic car, with about 30,000 miles on, sits around the £35,000 mark. And whilst this is less than the aforementioned inflation amount, this year and last we've started to see a really interesting thing happen with the classic Defender market, where values are really starting to hold strong as nicer and nicer examples of the famous car that we all love are whittled down. But let me know what you think in the comments, if you think I'm a complete idiot or whether there's some truth behind what I've been saying. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Behind the Scenes at Nene Overland. I hope you've enjoyed. A little announcement for the sort of core fans. I myself am going to be taking a little sabbatical for the next 6 months or so, and I'm going to be handing over to someone that I've handpicked from a big pool of candidates. This is Bash, who's been into videography and especially cars, not so much Defenders, for the last sort of 10 years, and we're really excited to have him come on board and to start helping us out, creating some content around the really cool cars we've got here at Manor Farm.
So I'm really excited to join the team here at Nene, and obviously Hilton's done an amazing job over the past 6 months and he's created some amazing content. I'm sure many of you have watched it and enjoyed it, and I'm kind of here to take it to that next level, and I hope you guys do enjoy what's going to be coming up over the next few months. And if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit the bell to be notified about all of our upcoming new videos. And we will see you guys
in 2 weeks?
Yes, in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.